again, what are your general thoughts about the West?
Yeah, so I was on UConn just because I don't care what anybody says, and I love Danny Hurley. I would take a bullet for Danny Hurley. Now, I want to be on his bench, man. I love the way that he defends his players. I think he'd
What
be the
about his
perfect.
post-game meltdowns going
I
up the
love that.
tunnel?
I gotta be honest, man. I love it. I have no
All right.
soft spot. It is again, like all my uncles, my entire family, all coaches. We hate the officials as well. And so I love everything that I see from Danny Hurley. Every social media video, I fall in love with him a little bit more. When he told that official, "Don't turn your back on me. I'm the best coach in college basketball." I've never had a poster of a coach before, but I almost ordered one. So
Yeah.
I did have in his sets, everything that he does out of timeouts. He is the real deal, man. He's one of the greatest of all time. I know he's got a huge ego, but that guy could coach. That said, Florida really impressive in the second half. But man, Todd Golden, his head was spinning around, man. It was like he saw a ghost. So I have some concerns about Florida. My main concern is everybody picked them. So my bracket's looking pretty good on this side, except for Arkansas. Arkansas screwed me. Also, really quick, I think it worked out really well, obviously, for Arkansas and for Cal. Leaving Kentucky, it's kind of cool to see his family celebrating. He's there in the Sweet 16. Also worked out great for Kentucky and Mark Pope. So I think both sides win so far. Texas Tech, I do have them here, but I agree with Coach. A little bit worried about their health right now, man. They're beat up.
Yep,
So I got
they are.
Maryland, my big upset. We'll see if it comes to fruition. I got Maryland knocking off Florida as 6.5-point dogs. I love this team. That's what I said on that Wednesday right before the tournament. I said Derek Queen is going to become a household name. I like Gillespie. I like Rice. I like Julian Reese. I love the starting five. I worry a little bit about depth, but all season long, I'd be like, what's the knock on this Maryland team? Depth, and we don't trust Kevin Willard. I mean, he's still a pretty young guy, 49 years old. He's only been there since 2022. I like him more than most. I like this Terps team. I'll be cheering for them to knock out Florida, but it's scary getting in front of Florida right now. Also, it worries me a little bit that they had their scare against UConn. That scares me a little bit, but this side of the bracket's been a lot of fun, man. So I hope I'm right on this Maryland upset, though. I've kind of fallen in love with this Terps team. Being here locally, I was watching the game with like my entire apartment complex. They're fun.
Yeah, there's no doubt they're fun. I think Scott Van Pelt's going to gift you a bucket of crabs in the Crab 5 there with that love and shout-out to the Maryland Terrapins. Whoever wins that game on the top half of the bracket is going to represent San Antonio. I'm very convinced of it because you're right. Texas Tech, they ain't healthy. Really statistically, they're not right either. If you look at what they've done for last month, they're very ho-hum, 148 in EFG offense, 164 and EFG defense. So again, I'm a numbers nerd and measuring up, the numbers with the eye test. They're good. They're just not Final Four good in my estimation. Arkansas is looking to be there. I know they're playing outstanding defense right now, but the offense is here where I think they could really serve. They're only 183 in EFG offense. So they're going to have to really bring their A game in consecutive games if they're going to reach the Riverwalk in the Alamo City. So you're right. I think the two titans of this region, Florida Gators, clearly, and the Maryland Terrapins. I got Florida everywhere. I think Florida is going to represent, but if you want to put a little sprinkle down on Turtle Power at plus 450, I think it's entirely worth it. But I think Florida is the team to beat. I think they will beat Maryland. And what's going to be a toe-to-toe match, I'm going to come down the bitter end. We'll see what version of Florida comes out of the gate. Remember, they were down for like 80% of the game against UConn. Yeah. And it was Clayton's three that really opened it up and sprung it loose. Martin had a couple of big buckets down the stretch. I picked Florida to win a national title for a reason, but they've really been playing like B-minus, B-level basketball over the first couple of rounds, even against Norfolk State. Remember, they gave up that, 11-0 run? 10.5. Why do I remember that so vividly? I was on the Gators. I laid the 20.5, and they didn't cover in that one. So they haven't covered in back-to-back games. We'll see what version shows up against Maryland. But my pick would be Florida. My value pick, clearly the Maryland Terrapins. So you and I, very much on the same page. All right, let's go game by game and break these down from a spread and total perspective. Let's go to Texas Tech and Arkansas. Red Raiders laying 5.5. The total right now at 147.5. Is it clearly guns up, or are you going to say, woo, big Suey? What cows Arkansas Razorbacks? What do you got here? Side, total, maybe same game parlay.
Yeah, 5.5, nearly 3 possessions here. I'll take some Arkansas, actually.
Yep.
Texas Tech is a little bit beat up. I'm looking at the total 147.5. That's a stay away for me. Maybe lean under right now just because of the injuries right now that Texas Tech's dealing with. Now, that said, though, I didn't think Arkansas was even going to be here. I had them losing in the first round, so it's hard for me to pick this team, but we just got done talking to Tom Crean. He said he thinks that they match up better against Florida than even Maryland, so I'm kind of there right now, man. Playing with house money. It's Coach Cal. It's 5.5 points. I don't know that they win the game outright. I kind of hope that they don't. I do have Texas Tech advancing in my bracket. But I do think Arkansas at least keeps this game within a possession. I think these games, I think we're going to get a lot of close games. I find it funny when people bitch and complain on the internet about, we didn't have enough double-seeded dogs. We didn't have enough upsets. We don't have a Cinderella team. That's kind of what we want, though. Nobody wants to see that. Like, when we get to the Sweet 16, we want the best matchups, especially a year like this year with so much parity. So I'm really excited. I think we're going to get a lot of close games, and I think this is going to be one of them. So at 5.5, I would bet Arkansas. I'm going to wait, though, and see if that goes up any higher. I would love a 6 or 6.5.
Yeah, my initial lean here on the over-under would be on the under as well. But, yeah, I'm you and I are very much on the same page. And, again, it's Arkansas. Plus 5.5, way too many points in my estimation. If it goes up 6.5, 7.5, my God, jump all over the Razorbacks here. You look at what the Hogs have done defensively over the last 30 days. They've been terrific. They've only given up during that span 44.5% from 2. And 33.9% from 3. And that last stat is absolutely critical. Why? Texas Tech, nobody's taking more threes than they have. Not even Alabama. They're not even in the same vicinity, barely in the same zip code as the Red Raiders. 53.2% of their shots, 53.2% have been hoisted from beyond the arc over the last 9 games. Now they're shooting relatively decent amount from out there, but they're right around 34%. But again, Arkansas has length. They have the athletes. Brazil's a guy you got to shoot over with that wide and condor-like wingspan. And he's one of a couple guys that possess that long and condor-like wingspan for this Coach Cal team. I worry about the 2-point percentage defense of Texas as well. Texas Tech giving up 53% inside the arc. Arkansas shooting over 53% inside the arc over their last 9 games. Arkansas not shooting the ball effectively from outside, but again, feed the post, hang tough, get out and defend, which again is something that you really lean on. And Arkansas has got more than a puncher's chance to win this game. They're going to cover. I'm convinced of it. Even at the 5.5 number, really like that line. One of the first ones I grabbed there at BetMGM. Let's go to Florida and Maryland. Florida's laying 6.5 right now, and the over-under is sitting at a pretty hefty 155.5. So Gators, Terps, whether side, total, little same-game parlay, give yourself some wiggle room on either side of the ledger. What do you like in that Gators and Terps matchup?
I like the dog here. I don't love the dog here just because of what I got done saying, man. I feel like Florida, right? They got that scare. And for Maryland, I thought that they were going to lose that game outright. I think we all did. And then you get the game winner. Finally, we get a buzzer beater. Wish I would have bet that, by the way. I think that was like plus 110 before the tournament that we would finally get a buzzer beater. We were talking about that on Wednesday as well. I just think that that's too many points, but I could totally be wrong, right? I mean, it is Florida. I could see them winning this game by 10-plus points because they're not going against the back-to-back champs. And I know UConn was down this season, but it was Danny Hurley. And, I just got done kind of hyping up Willard, but he's not on the same level, obviously. So this one scares me a little bit. If I had to lean on the total, I would lean over 155.5, and I would take the dog. But this one does scare me. I do have Maryland in the tournament bracket upsetting Florida, but I think I'm the only one, and it's probably not going to end well.
I'm going to same game parlay this, to be honest. I think 6.5 is a little bit fat, a little bit bloated in my estimation. So I may take that down to like -2.5, -3.5. I'll take the total down as well, anywhere between 7 to 10 points, and hit that over. Florida is going to emphasize tempo. They're number 30 in adjusted tempo here in the last 30 days. And they're excellent offensively. Number 30 in the AFG offense. They're shooting 58% from 2 and 37.1% from 3. Thank you, Walter Clayton Jr. I mean, every time the ball leaves his hand from outside, I think it's going to splash through the cylinder. It's ridiculous how quick that release is and ridiculous how consistently accurate it is as well.